Nice little setup here.
We're going to start a podcast.
Wish I went to school here.
Hi, I'm Addison.
And I'm Jaida, and we're here to answer your questions on what it's like to be a nurse.
Yay.
Okay. What made you want to become a nurse?
I feel like everyone's answer is you want to help people, which is true. Like, I wanted to help people, but I think looking deeper into it, like, you're with people when they're the most vulnerable, and I like being able to care for them and to use kind of like my personality and my compassion, but also like I'm using my clinical skills, so I know I'm really helping them.
Actually, I didn't necessarily want to become a nurse when I was picking nursing. I picked nursing because I wanted an undergrad degree that gave me a job after school. Yeah. And then we started in school and I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And then we started in clinicals and I was like, oh my God, I love this.
Yeah, I didn't always want to be a nurse either. Towards the end of high school, I started volunteering. I was working with nurses and I saw what they were doing and I was like, oh, I really want to do that.
Yeah.
But until I had that exposure in healthcare, I didn't know what nurses did and I didn't know I wanted to be a nurse.
Okay, what's one common myth about nursing you'd like to debunk? I think probably just the role of nursing. I feel like a lot of people misunderstand what an actual nurse does. A lot of people might have this idea that nurses are a doctor's assistant, which is not necessarily the case. We definitely work interprofessionally. We collaborate all day long. We're always in communication with each other, but really our job is for their eyes and their ears. So we see those changes right away. We intervene right away. We're actioning all of their orders. And we can also hold orders if we don't think that it's safe for the patient. And we can discuss that as a team.
I think another myth too is that all nurses work bedside.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, there's so many different paths you can take. If you want to go into management, if you want to go into the more technology side of it, you can do outpatient clinics. So you don't necessarily have to work at the bedside and do shift work if that's not what you'd like. What would you say to someone drawn to nursing but unsure about the challenges?
I think just like knowing yourself and knowing what works for you. So like when you're stressed, what do you do? Right. And really like take time for your own like mental and physical health.
And I think having the resilience course in year 2 will be really beneficial too, because it'll teach you
strategies.
Yeah, on how to cope.
I don't want to like to be a misconception, like school is hard and you're gonna have to commit a lot of time to it, but I think that should be expected, but it really does pay off in the end and you can really see the difference you make in those moments.
The one thing, that did get me through it whenever I thought like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Or when it was really hard, having patients say like, oh, you're gonna make a great nurse while we were in clinical placement was really beneficial and it did mean a lot.
I had a patient tell me I was doing a really good job. This patient was a cancer patient, probably coming closer to the end of their days. They were palliative. I was just talking to this patient and they were saying, they were actually holding my hand and I had been with them for 2 or 3 days in a row and they said to me that like I was gonna make a great nurse when I finally graduated and that their like favorite place in the entire world was the Swiss Alps and they hoped that I got to see it one day and thought of them. Yeah.
Well, that is cute.
The best. That's why we all do it. We don't do it because it's hard. We do it for the patient.
Okay. So what makes this nursing program different from others in your opinion? I think given that this is the first university program, a nursing program developed in 20 years, since COVID has happened, there's been so many changes to the nursing landscape, to the learning landscape, and having all those different perspectives on the Nursing Steering Committee Board for Carleton's program, like patient, family members, new grads and students. We have lots of experienced nurses. We also have faculty members from other departments like neuroscience, inputting on like things that have worked for their programs. Having all those different perspectives on one board is probably the biggest piece of innovation of this program.
The fact that we were able to put our student input into it.
Sure. Yeah.
Also the fact that it's a condensed program.
Yes. You're working throughout the year, so you don't have that summer, but it's a really good way to continue your skills because I feel like a lot of people, when they take the summer off, it takes a while to jumpstart back into...
Yeah, everything happens so fast.
Yeah. And it's a good way to maintain your nursing skills is continuing throughout the year.
This program, having the option to take the 2 different minors, so the one in data science and the other one in neuroscience and mental health.
It really helps tailor your nursing program. At least in my experience at my previous program, we weren't allowed to declare minors. And I think that's a really big development that we haven't seen in a lot of the previous nursing programs.
And it helps people kind of find the paths that align with them.
For sure. Having that ability to kind of, in school, tailor yourself to something that feels more connected to what you want to see in your program, in who you are, in your profession, and in your future is really helpful.
We hope you enjoyed these answers.
And if you'd like to see more of this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!